Hey guys, I'm okay. I'm home from the hospital. I just thought I would maybe film a video really quick to let you guys know what happened and what's going on. I'm not feeling 100% yet, so I'm probably not going to be filming until tomorrow. But I do really want to get back on track. It's been kind of like almost a week of this, so I'm really like tired of just sitting around and feeling crappy, and I really want to get back to work. So anyways, before I go any further, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who sent me really kind messages and everyone who was really worried about me. I'm sorry if I scared you. I was pretty scared. But yeah, a lot of you reached out to me personally in emails and on Twitter and stuff, and I really appreciate the concern and all the kind words that you guys had for me. So yeah, basically what happened, my videos for the course of the last week or so, like you've probably noticed me drinking a lot of tea. And yeah, I kind of had this like lingering sort of sore throat, but I didn't really think it was like a big deal because like I didn't really have a fever. I didn't have sniffles or anything. But I just had this very like lingering sore throat. And then on Tuesday of last week, it got like really, really bad. I didn't know what was wrong. My tonsils were really, really swollen. And it got to the point where like I couldn't like swallow anything. The pain was so bad from swallowing that like it felt like I was like chugging like a trigger warning here. It felt like I was chugging like shards of glass or like knives. And that was really difficult because you need to drink fluids when you're sick, and I couldn't drink or eat anything because of the pain. And this led to me getting like very, very severely dehydrated, and I had no energy, like I couldn't eat. So of course, throughout this whole time, I know that something's wrong. I'm calling these online doctors because, you know, it's kind of a risk to go into a walk-in clinic right now. It's a risk to go to the hospital right now because you could be potentially exposing yourself to someone who has COVID. So I was online talking to doctors. I talked to 3 different doctors over the course of the week. I went to get blood tests done. Most of them kind of just brushed it off and didn't really think it was a big deal. And like that was comforting only to a certain extent because I knew that something was wrong. Like I couldn't drink anything. Like even just like swallowing my own saliva was like so painful. And yeah, so I went and got blood tests done, but it just kept progressively getting worse and worse. And I was talking to my parents the whole time, and they got really worried about me. And this was like 3 or 4 days of me like, you know, crying on the phone, having like panic attacks because like I didn't know what to do. My mom told me, you know, you should probably go to the ER. And I didn't really want to do that because I've only been to the ER once before, and it ended up being like a total waste of time. Like they just told me to like go home and take Advil. And, you know, like right now you're going to an ER where there's potentially, you know, COVID patients, and I didn't want to go unless it was absolutely necessary. But I just woke up yesterday morning and couldn't drink or eat anything and felt very faint. And I decided that I should probably get my ass to a hospital. So yeah, anyways, I got to the hospital like kind of early in the morning. Saw a doctor within like an hour, and he looked in my throat, in my mouth, and saw how swollen my tonsils were. And I told him that I was like unable to eat or drink anything for like 3 days. So he put me on an IV with fluids, steroids, antibiotics, and one other thing. Yeah, fluids, steroids, antibiotics, and pain meds. I've never been on an IV before, and I think it must have been maybe the dehydration and the fact that I hadn't eaten anything, but like when the nurse like put the IV in my arm, I like just like totally felt myself like lose control and like faint. But there was this kind of like overwhelming sense that I was in a place that I could faint, like I could just let go because the doctor was right there and they could take care of me. So, yeah. I spent like 9 hours at the hospital yesterday. They kept trying to take my blood tests and figure out what was wrong with me. It was either strep or mono or something. I was hoping that it would be strep because strep is bacterial and it can be treated with antibiotics. But, you know, toward the end of the hospital visit, I found out that I had mono, which is, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but like, it means that like I'm not going to be 100% for like another few weeks. It means I'm probably going to be contagious for another few weeks, if not more. Mono's only transmittable by saliva. But, you know, you can pass it on to somebody by having, you know, sharing a glass or sharing a utensil or something like that. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. It was definitely scary being at a hospital where there was a COVID outbreak. There was COVID patients everywhere. They didn't put me anywhere near them, but, you know, like I did see a lot of people like crying and sad and stuff and scared. And yeah, it wasn't a fun experience, but for some reason I did feel like safe. One of the reasons why I like kind of just sort of bit the bullet and went, even though I really didn't want to go to the hospital, was because my mom told me that my aunt died because of septic shock. My aunt was a doctor, and she had this infection that she just sort of was like, oh, well, my body will just fix it on its own. And then it didn't, and she ended up dying. So I figured it was better to be safe than sorry. And I'm really glad that I did get those fluids when I did. And the steroids, I think, definitely helped a lot. And the pain meds helped a lot. So yeah, that's what happened. And I don't know if there's anything else like I want to go over, only that I really do want to get back to work, because it's been like a week of just me being in lockdown and like by myself and unable to work. And I'm really over this. And I do want to get back to filming content for you guys, like as soon as I'm feeling a little bit better. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but December is a very important month for creators. It's one of the biggest months for us, and I have a lot riding on this month. I hired new employees to pick up the slack for extra videos that I wanted to film and stuff like that, and I had like brand deals on deck and stuff. And like, anyways, I really do want to be back at work at 100% so that I can keep making content for you guys, because, you know, I'm in lockdown right now, and this channel is kind of like the only thing that's keeping me going without losing it. So again, thank you guys so much for bearing with me, and yeah, hopefully we can get back on track as soon as possible. I have one more video saved, a video I filmed in advance that's going to go up tomorrow. And then hopefully I can get back to filming as well tomorrow, so I won't miss any upload dates. I love you guys a lot, and thank you so much for the concern, and looking forward to laughing and making you guys laugh again.